We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Woo, Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's up?
Hey, man, let me tell you real quick how I almost just now tore my ACL up getting in the shower, bro. So earlier today, I had fool around, bro, and put some little conditioner in the beard. So I'm sitting here trying to sneak and use some of the missus' little hair conditioner, right? So I put some conditioner in there, man, and, rinsed it on now and everything like that. Well, by the time that I came now just from hooping, got in the shower, though, bro, and one step had to go ahead and slide forward. I was like, oh, and I almost ripped my whole doggone shower door down, trying to catch myself on that fall, though, man.
Funky.
Hey, I almost tore my whole stuff up, though, boy. It was going to be nasty, bro.
Hey, question for you before we get this music popping up. You watch Batman yet, bro?
I have not watched Batman yet, bro.
Just because I knew your procrastinator was going to say that, you lucky. Because HBO Max going to have it on the 18th of this month, and it's already the 12th. So you got a couple of days, and that mug will be right there on HBO.
Yeah, I've been stalling, man. It's hard to so part of the reason for it is that I went out of town, right? That was one thing. And it hasn't been out very long though, right? So because
45 days, bro.
Yeah, that's
still nothing, bro. That's you talking about, like, this is my thing, right? This is one of them movies. This is like when Marvel drops a movie, you don't wait until.
Hell no, man. See, maybe because I didn't look at it like that. I didn't look at it like a Marvel drop.
So it's one of the most highly anticipated action adventure movies, sci-fi movies that's come out, but you don't look at it as a Marvel drop just because it's not Marvel.
Well, I'll put it like this. I'm not as excited to go see that one as I am to go see the Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, but Doctor Strange, again, that's in the Marvel line. So, but
what I'm saying, not that.
You ain't rush out and go see Eternals either. You just saw Eternals.
I just saw, and you know what? I didn't go see Morbius.
Oh well, ain't nobody going to see Morbius, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't see Morpheus. It maybe because I keep thinking Morbid. I'm just trying to get my light situated here, though. But listen, man, let's get that music going, though, man. We got some things that we got to get into.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast. The greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock.
The Slash Brothers Podcast. The greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages as we are live on both platforms at the same time. That way you get the notification that your boy's name is on. Ace Kennedy.
Hold on,
before you bad guy for checking in, because the bad guy said, "I'm with you, Chief."
Listen. Chris is gonna go see that movie and be so disappointed, and I'm gonna tell him I told him. That's gonna be one, and I'm gonna say I told you so. You need that one. You can wait to see that.
How? If you ain't see it,
I don't have to see it, bro. The trailers didn't do anything. He's gonna hate that movie. He's going to listen to what I'm telling you. he is going to hate that movie. He can spend his money if he want to. He can spend whoever money that's taking him. He ain't gonna like the movie.
I'm gonna
just
keep it
telling you,
1,000 with you. Like I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, bro. If I'm being honest, the Batman trailer didn't make me want to see it more than Morbius. Like I want to see it, but it didn't make me just jump out the window with it.
Just don't even watch it, bro. Because this my thing. I ain't finna have you up on our podcast disrespecting the Batman like that. You don't want to see it, don't watch it. Don't even watch it. You ain't even gonna hurt my feelings. Because on the 18th,
I do want to watch it. I'm just saying that it's not like I told you how it is about me and the guy who's playing Batman anyway.
Oh, wait. Robert Pattinson, put some respect on his name for one. Secondly, you saw him in Tenet. See, your brain immediately goes to Twilight like you haven't seen him in other movies. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
I'm not gonna say that's a lie. I'm not saying you're lying.
I know I'm not lying.
I'm saying I don't disagree with that assessment. That's a fair assessment.
So what I'm saying is you saw him in something else out. But here's the other thing. Not only have you seen him in something else, you saw him in an action movie. And
he wasn't all that, bro. He was straight.
So again, you saw him in an action movie. But because of the fact that you saw Twilight, which was years ago, then you holding that against him.
Yeah, he does. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. He still to me doesn't look like he's an ass kicker, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. What are you basing that off of, bro?
It is based off of what I've seen him the majority of, and that is Twilight. And even on Tenet, he was the pretty boy on Tenet as well. He also could do a little bit as well. But
so he didn't whoop a many asses in
listen, I'm not saying that everything you said is not. I'm not even trying to argue with the facts, right? That you're saying. Everything you're saying is right.
It's just in between the Charlie lines.
It's just I have not. I just for some reason I don't know why I have not been in a rush to just jump out there to see the Batman. But the only thing that comes to mind, is him.
But that's okay. Like I said, you ain't got to rush now. It's coming on the 18th, so I'm super.
I will see it immediately as soon as it comes on.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I would love to hear you come on here to apologize, to be like, all right, he was right. He make a dope Batman. Notice what I said. He makes a dope Batman. That's what I said. So
I don't know.
But while we are talking about superheroes, the title of the pod is the Infinity Gauntlet is complete. The Infinity Gauntlet is complete in a matter of months, Charlie. Half the population could be gone. What is that about, bro?
So, okay. The old Batman, the other Batman from another Batman, right? So Batman said he wanted that old thing back.
Right.
And said, you know what? I'm not just going to go ahead and get the old thing back. I'm trying to go ahead and lock it down again. Now, I think that they were engaged before. I don't know that they were married, right?
No, they weren't ever married. I think she only married Mark Anthony, and she was engaged to Alex Rod. And I mean, she's got the Infinity ring stone.
How many stones she got?
Yeah,
5?
so she got
the fifth one.
She got the full. Yeah, the gauntlet's complete.
Okay. So Ace, I got a lot of questions here.
Hey, I'm ready for him.
Okay. What is it now, right, about J-Lo at 50 that you want to marry now that when you had her in your 30s that you said, nah? What's the difference?
That's easy. At the time, Ben was personally going through stuff. If you notice, the reason why him and Capital One Girl are not together is because of his personal issues that he struggled with alcohol. And so the thing was, he was younger. And so
Capital One Girl.
Did you know who I was talking about?
I knew exactly who you was talking about.
Jennifer Garner. For those who don't know.
Wow.
You knew who I was talking about.
Capital One Girl.
What's in your wallet? But no, when him and Jen was together, bro, they had a divorce or whatever, and he was struggling with alcoholism. And so at the time when he was with her, he wasn't ready. And so what do you come back to J-Lo for? Because you think of, for one, it's how she looks. It's the other thing is you think that she was the best thing that you had in your life. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is that if just off of looks alone, and we talk about this a lot on the pod, just like how when we talked about the Will Smith stuff, perception is what it is. The perception is J-Lo is still fine at 50. You know
Let me
what I'm
ask you
saying?
this, though. Let me
What's
ask
up?
you this. Okay. Does it matter to you? This is maybe where I'm at. Okay. Where I'm at with this is whoever you're. Okay.
I'm listening.
I want to ask you this, and I kind of know your answer, right? Because I know you in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have your dream girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
The girl of your dream.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, you and her don't capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever the reason is. Time passes. She has kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she still your dream girl with them 2 kids?
That doesn't bother me at all.
It doesn't bother you that your dream, the girl of your dream went and let somebody shoot up the club twice, then had 2 kids, and then you still see her as your dream girl.
This is the thing, bro. The older we get, the less likely you're going to find someone that does not have kids. So if in the point in time in my life that we were together, that we weren't able to make things work for whatever reason, and there's an opportunity for the get back, she's the girl of my dreams, and it's beneficial for both parties, then kids aren't going to stop that, because kids eventually move out.
What helps that, though?
What do you mean what helps that?
So to me, right, J-Lo's still fine, right? She still is fine J-Lo, right?
100.
It helps that she's still fine J-Lo, right? But
yeah,
it's like, but
it also helps that they have history, though. I think that, like I said, if you're having if both parties can get to a place to where they can look and say, look, we really did have some good times, and maybe the bad times, somebody was able to accept responsibility for the bad times. Like, look, we were in this place because I was in this place. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm in this place, then I think we will have more good than there is bad. And there's some realistic conversations that can develop because of it.
The only way that I would be cool with that, right, personally, the only way I would be cool with that is if within that time that we were together, that I also had kids. I don't think that I don't think that listen, I tell you this. I know that I'm very shallow in many regards. One of the things that I'm very shallow with is that if I was single while we had this separation and time passed, and she went and had 2 kids, bro. Nah, I don't think that I can. I don't think that I can. I don't know if I want that old thing back.
Yeah, but I just think, man, that's all.
If I didn't have any kids, like
right?
If I had my own kids.
But let me ask you this question though. So you're trying to tell me that doesn't give you, like, even if you didn't have your own kids, wouldn't that just be a requirement that y'all had a kid together?
Well, it depends. It depends. If she had 1 kid, right? Yes, I can be cool with that.
Why not 2?
Listen, let me tell you.
Oh,
if she had 1 kid, right, then that means that I have a chance to outpopulate her existing kids, right? I can accept her kid as my own, but I can do that easier if I had more kids with her, right? Then I feel like 1 kid would bring us together. That mends a family. But 2 kids, right? I've outpopulated her past. So because of that, I feel like my present outweighed her past, bro. Does that make sense?
No, it don't. Because here's why. My thing is that with as much swag as you claim that you have, let's say even if she had like you get in a relationship with somebody and her oldest kid, let's say is 17, 18. So they're literally a senior in high school, about to graduate, be off on their own or whatever. And her youngest child may be 5 or 6, so somewhere along in there, right? Um, all I'm saying is you having a child with her or whatever the case may be, why you wouldn't think that you are strong enough to
Well, it's
deal with
not that. It's not. It's for me, right? That would work if I already had kids, right?
no,
Like
I'm talking about you don't have kids. No.
No. Because here's the thing: if one of them kids ever tell me while I'm taking care of them that you ain't my daddy, then we got a problem, bro.
Charles, that is not the worst part of your day, I promise.
Listen, for me, it feels to me that's too many life events that would have occurred.
Charles,
Listen. She out life evented me in that regard within the time we were separated. Right?
See,
Like
I can't get into this conversation the way I want to. I can't.
If I had two kids, listen, if I had two kids and she had two kids, right? Then we got together, then I would want to have a kid with her so that we do have that one kid in common to mend that whole family on both sides. But if I come and to that point, if I have my one kid, right? If I have my one kid, and let's say she has, damn, if she has like 3 kids, right? If she has 3 kids, I would feel like I would be looking at my kid like, bruh, what the hell we getting into? Because then at that point, it's a we thing. This is my population over here. And when I'm saying I'm gonna combine that, she may have some great kids. I would just want, this, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can admit that I'm shallow enough to where I would have questions about her relationship with their dad, their kid's dad, for me to feel comfortable, to look at her the same way as my dream girl. Like, you've out life evented me within that time, though, man. It's weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold that against somebody who, if she didn't have any, or if we was equal, we was 1-to-1, right? But yeah, man, I think that for me, if I had two, I would be cool with that. If I had one, and let's say if my one were the same age as her kids, I might be cool with that. If there was like a 2-year difference up and down with my kid, if my kid just became the middle kid with her, I might be cool with that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you step your foot even further into stuff. So we brought up earlier that last podcast we talked about how would you feel about if a dude or if a female were in a relationship with someone that they were dating their same sex, their same race, right?
Right.
And then after several attempts, they decided like, no, I think it's time for me to do something different, right? So, and you said you had a many of thoughts. So, what are your thoughts?
My thought is okay. It depends on how that happens. Let's put some more context to that, right?
Okay.
Let's just say, for example, if you're let's say you black guy's been with black women his whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, you know what? Something happens. He says, you know what? Forget it, bro. I'm done with all black girls. That's it.
Getting this tire slash.
I'm tired of black girls. I'm only dating white girls. And you make a cognizant decision. For starters, I think be happy with who you want to, but I absolutely can't stand that kind of person.
What if they never? What if it's never publicized? Like he never makes a declaration, but you see the change. Like all of a sudden, he's just dating white women now.
See, so this would be my thing. So my thing is this: if you've always found beauty or attraction in all races, that's one thing, right? If you say no, I've always dated, you just been with this kind the most, or you've always found them attractive. That's one thing. But I do for some reason though, bro. I do take issue with a black guy who says, nah, forget that, bro. I'm done with all black women. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I almost feel more of that feeling when a black woman says, "Nah, I'm done with all black men. I'm only messing with this kind." Because the reason why I say that, bro, is that I do believe that I do believe people. I love who you want to love, right? And I do believe that there are people who have always been genuinely attracted to. Oh, listen, man, we from Killeen, bro. Like, it's a military town, so all we've known our entire lives growing up is dating people from different races. That was never like a taboo thing. It was never nothing for you to see an Asian girl dating a Mexican dude dating a black girl. It's always been a hodgepodge, man, mix of everything. But I think that when you say no, I'm just eliminating all black women and I'm only dating white women, bro. And usually my problem is not that you would do that. My problem is that when somebody does that, and when they do it, it's when you talk down one race to talk up another. So you have to be, if you're a white dude and you say, man, forget all these white girls because all these white girls do is blah, 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 blah. It's like, bro, you ain't got to talk down white women to talk up black women. But equally, you ain't got to talk down black women to talk up white women. You don't got to talk down black men to talk up white men. That's the problem that I have. Not that I have a problem with them dating any race. It's just like, listen, man, you can't. I'm not gonna sit there and be cool or stand for anybody just talking down, especially on black women, to talk up another race. Love who you love for that reason, but you ain't got to talk down one race to talk up another.
Now, we had a previous pod, and I think you said something like you would prefer that Landon brings home a black chick.
Now, would and listen, I do want Landon to say, love whoever you love, right? Love whoever, right?
And let's be clear, because you do have white people in your family. That's
listen, man. Yeah. I got white people in my family. One of my best friends is white, man. Like it's not at all.
I just wanted to, I mean, just in case there's people new to the pod that don't know what it is, we just having a conversation. That's man, the only thing.
My best friend, one of my best friends is white, and I would have been surprised if he married a white girl, right? Yeah. I would have been more surprised if he married a white girl. And my sister-in-law is white, so that's not even a thing. But my thing is that, to me, it's like, if Landon is dating all kinds of women, right? I think that's love who you love, right? But I do also want Landon to see, respect, and admire the beauty in black women. I do. I think that Landon especially has examples of beautiful black women in his life. And it's not to say that, oh, well, yeah, just because he can see their beauty and date someone else. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, I would want to see my son with another black woman. I can't say that. I can't even deny that. I absolutely would.
Yeah.
No, I mean, how much does that matter to? Not that it matters to you, but your kids are of that age now, right? Where they're older, and they're bigger into dating now, though. Is that something that comes up?
Nah, because Deuce has dated a white girl. Layla's dated a Asian dude. So yeah, that's it. My thing is that I think for me, as a Christian man, I would prefer my kids to be heterosexual. However, I wouldn't have if that was to come up, it wouldn't be like it would change anything, but I would prefer, because I want them to be able to have kids the natural way and have that opportunity to do that. But I mean, I'm not against I'm not against any of that, but I would prefer that. So
yeah, like my thing is this though. I think at the end of the day, I want Landon. I want the absolutely best for my son. But I also, for that, want him to be I want him to be with whoever it is that makes him the absolute happiest. But I think that it just, like, for me, like I've just seen like people who just, when you say, all right, when you're young and you only date, when you completely exclude black girls, it's like, come on, bro, you got a whole black mama and you got a whole black auntie and grandma and all this other stuff. And so when you just say, when you don't, what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem I think I have, specifically when, like when black guys who date other races, and not that they date other races, but they just exclude completely black women for that reason. It's just
now, but I'm also not against somebody who's had several bad I get it. You can't blame the whole race for what somebody's done, but if you've had a bad experience, and we've talked about this before with women, right? Where it's like, if you keep dating the same type of dudes, or if you have a type, you might need to change your type if you're planning to move forward, or maybe the person is you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so if somebody's like, listen, I've had these experiences with black women and I want to try something different.
Right. I get that. I don't have an issue with that though, man. I don't, but I would just wonder, bro, if you have had these same issues with every black woman, then you also have to take some kind of accountability for you being with the same black woman, if that's the same issue you've had. But which is funny too, because here's what's thinking about the Ben Affleck and J-Lo, because Ben Affleck is from Boston. And listen, I personally know my Boston correspondent who would tell me, listen, Boston is by far one of the most racist cities that you'll ever step foot in. And that's even outside of just being from the South. Like, I've always been told that, that Boston, the difference is that someone who is a Southern racist will at least let you know. In Boston, it's not that way, but it's very much so. So that was one of the things that I thought was interesting, that Ben Affleck is from Boston, and here it is, he's with a Puerto Rican chick. And I just kind of wondered, like, okay, you know what? And what does this man's family think about that, though, man? Like, maybe it's
Ben's worried about that, man. To be honest, I think that, for one, like I said, he's been with her before, and who knows, maybe that was the issue that came up in the past. But now Ben is older, bro, and it's just like, bro, at this point in his life, he ain't worried about what nobody thinking. I think he's probably the happiest he's been. You know,
you gotta be. Listen, if you'd have spent $5 million on an engagement ring, bro, and you've already given her another ring in the past, right? So you got you 2 rings up now, though, man. So, and it's a green diamond. So you talk about the Infinity Gauntlet. It is very much listen, man.
So
this girl had them all.
At the wedding, as soon as she say I do, half the population gone, bro.
Let's go snap, bro. So listen, get it in while you can, because it might be all gone, though, bro. Hey, you know what I thought? What I thought was interesting, bro. So, Kim Kardashian and them are back on Hulu with their reality show, right? And so I think that one of the things that's always interesting is that I think that they're always very peculiar with, the things that they display on. They're very selective on the things that they show, because it's their platform. So you can include what you want to include. You can paint your own narrative there, right? So some of the things that's always been kind of interesting is that they've talked about, she hints at or talks a little bit about Kanye and the divorce on there. So it's like she's using the show to talk about it, because, you get ratings based off of that, but she doesn't really talk about it as much in social media. But I think that one of the things that was kind of interesting about that is that Pete Davidson, she was just basically saying that he doesn't, come around the kids like that just because of that whole thing. But recently on one of the episodes as well, they talked about your boy Whack 100, right? Your boy Whack 100. I told you this one. He didn't even have to find his way to this one. Brought him. It was like the content gods blessed him, right? Because on this episode, basically, I guess Whack 100 and Ray J had in the past kind of threatened to
Leak another tape.
leak like another part of this tape. I thought that the whole thing was already out there. I didn't know that she made $21 million right off of that tape to begin with. I just didn't know how the compensation went. Like I thought that it was a leak. So that's just that. But the fact that she was, compensated for that, though, man.
Well, it's happened a couple of times, right? So you remember when the whole Nico and the shower rod conversation? So what happens is what these companies do, they will hit you up first and say, hey, we got a hold of this and it's gonna come out, or you can give us the exclusive rights to it and get this amount of money.
Well, what did Ray J get? Is my question.
He got paid too. I don't know the number, but I'm saying it's in a sense it's controlling the narrative, because either way it's gonna come out.
Hey, research department, I need to know how much did Ray J make off this tape.
So my thing is that if you're controlling the narrative, it's like it's gonna come out anyway. So you might as well just get paid for it.
Well, listen, she's more established as a brand. Some people don't even associate her and her tape. Some people just, to them, she popped on the scene as pop culture, and people have followed her for her whole life and don't even associate her with that.
Even those who do know about the tape, though, it's not that big a deal, because what I'm saying is this, right? Hers was like one of the bigger tapes that come out. Since then, people, it's just like, okay, now these people just want to see celebrities in those positions. It's not even so much about the shock value of a tape is out there. The only person that really affects like that is the people that are involved in the tape, because it's like, okay, my personal business is out there that was supposed to be an intimate moment between me and this other person, but everybody else is not really that big of a deal. Like
Mimi and Nico looked like they had a production team on there.
She admitted that later on, but at the time, because I think something about her contract or something, like she wasn't, that came out later on that was staged.
But listen, so the thing that where Whack 100 comes in is that you see this scene on there apparently where she is like, I will burn him to the ground if this ever came out, blah 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 blah. Now I don't know if he has like some type of NDA, but Whack is basically like, listen, you keep calling my name and you keep calling for this smoke, we gonna set this whole thing on fire though, bro. And listen, I gotta be honest with you though, bro. I didn't know that there was more to this. I thought that what was out there was basically it. No.
What happened was, okay, so I've heard Whack talk about this before, right? I've heard this probably 3-4 months ago. It's not so much that, so Whack is the one that told them that there's another tape. That's what he's saying. Kim doesn't believe that there is one. So based upon that, she basically has her legal team already on it to where it's like, look, it needs to disappear. And she's like, I'm 99.5% sure that there isn't one, but just in case.
Listen, Whack, okay, here's a question for you. Here is the question. If you Whack, right, you got this tape, if you're Whack and you say, listen, I'm 1,000% sure that I am sitting on this. I got this thing in the vault, right? And if it releases, some of the people who I mentioned who don't know Kim Kardashian in that light, right? People who just know her as the pop culture figure, now sees her in this. This is a lady who is a whole mama now, right? She got kids who might see this, whatever. But if you Whack because of the stakes, do you put $1 on this? If it's real, you say the way this goes away is if you give me X number. And what would be a number you think would be?
See, here's the thing, right? For one, the reason why this is coming back out is because on Roadblocks or something, one of her kids found out about the tape. That's where this is coming from. So she already said, listen, I am going to talk to my kids about I'm going to be honest with them as much as I can about it, but I'm not ready for them to if there's a new one, I'm not ready for that. But this is where I was going to go with it, right? See, there's video footage of Wax saying something about a new tape or whatever like that. He has to be careful because of extortion. Now, if he's saying that the tape was given to me, like, because I did hear some conversations about $1. I mean, like, something about that money needs to be involved to make it go away and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, bro, she ain't the regular girl no more. So you talking about it could be looked
What's
at.
the number? Give me a number? And did you say, if you were sitting on this one and you say this is basically my retirement slush fund, what is the number that if you were holding on to this tape, if you're not to say you person, but if you're whack 100, what is the number it would take for you to say drop this and it disappears? And I would give you my copy so that you're the only one that has a copy of it.
It's probably 3 million, but
I think that's low. 3?
Again, you have to be careful not to make it look like extortion. Like, you have to make it seem like, look, I got access to this. It was given to me.
That aside. You paid $3 million is enough to you to hand over this tape to somebody, right? They purchased this tape.
Because this is what I'm saying, Charlie. This is what I'm saying. I'm being 100, right? This is 2022. That type of tape is not going to ruin anybody.
I got to be honest with you, bro. I think that it's different now, because here's the thing about it. With all things considered, I think that most of the leaks that have came out for celebrities have been trash.
Charles, it doesn't matter, bro. She's Kim K. This is what I'm saying. I'm going to let you talk, bad guy. This is what I'm going to say. In 2022, everybody has one of these, right? So Nelly just had a leak to where some girl was giving him top. There was other Tristan Thompson out here sending Snapchats. Bro, what I'm saying is this, right? Kim K's stuff could come out today, and then tomorrow some new scandal comes out and we ain't talking about it no more.
I don't know, man. I guess I look at that completely different.
Go ahead, Chris.
Bad guy?
How did Kim K get into the game? She came in the game on a sex tape. A sex tape is not going to ruin Kim K. She's going to get more publicity off people trying to make money off her sex tape. That's little news. We know who Kim K is. She broke the internet showing her ass. A sex tape for Kim K is not a problem. You give me a sex tape of being Affleck and J-Lo, yeah, that's going, because they don't want to show that part of their life. That's not who they are. Kim K ain't worried about no sex tape, bro. That's how she got here.
I think she is. I think her brand is different now.
No.
Especially if it's an old sex tape. It was when she was a kid.
But look, this is the other thing that I was gonna say. The reason why it wouldn't be that big of a deal, because she, like you were talking about, she's a mother now, stuff like that, right? So what happened to when Kanye just put her on Paper Magazine naked?
Yeah, but it's different, right? Because
it's different. What's the difference?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you the big difference, right? The biggest difference is that you basically had her on here and you can see her. You know what I'm saying? Butt naked. I agree that I don't see how you put your wife out there. But
did you see the original sex tape?
I saw the original, but my thing is that here's my thing about it. I saw the original. But I think that everybody's seen that, and now it's been so common that everybody pretty much knows what happens in this tape. But if there is almost like, and listen, if there is basically new content, right? And like if this is a whole new, then you're saying this is putting this woman, a mom now, right? Even though she wasn't at the time, she has fresh new positions that you're putting her in. I do think that her brand is different.
The only thing that would make this different for Kim K is if there was an extra penis, extra woman. You know, if there's something extra, that makes for new. But if it's just from another, well, Kim knows. Kim knows what she did. Kim knows that there's something to be scared of. You see what I'm saying? In my mind, if it's just a. Are you watching Tommy and Pam? Pam and Tommy?
If it comes out,
right?
I will.
So Pam and Tommy, right? That's the show they showed where the first real sex tape got leaked, and they showed what that did. Man, that was in the 90s. The sex tape that Kim and Ray J, man, it was a pimp move. It put her on the map. I don't think there's nothing that a different angle from the same session ain't going to change her. Now, like I say, add an extra penis to that session, add extra vagina. We got something to talk about. You see what I'm saying? If she's doing something that she didn't do in that last tape, that's when you say, ooh, you know what I'm saying? But I
I
don't
just think
think
that
she's
her
doing
brand.
anything immoral.
I think her brand's so much bigger now. I think that people. This is the thing about it. I think the reason why it does is that people today don't associate her with the tape like she did.
But
But
Charles,
to have her
When
out there
I
now,
run for when I'm president, they're not going to hold me accountable for what I was doing when I was king of the cockaroos.
they
You see what I'm saying?
will. They will.
No. What I'm saying is, you voted for me knowing I was king of the cockaroos. Y'all seen me doing this. So when you say, "Oh my God, we're not going to watch Kim because the tape that we started watching Kim for just there was a new episode of that tape." Now, if
Charles,
she's
it's
making
not.
tapes right now with kids in the background, then we got something to talk about.
Yeah, if a Pete Davidson tape came out,
There you go.
that would
There
be
you go.
that would be the issue. But a tape,
I think it would be an issue either way. I think
no,
that my thing is that it would just be, to me, it would be a blow to her current brand. Bro.
Let's see. Now, this is the reason I got on. Hi, public. It's your favorite bad guy. I wasn't even gonna get on. I was being in the comments, and the chief of this organization. So I called Charles Chief, and that's Big Brother Snoopy. Usually, I'm on the chief side, but the chief started talking very. Oh gosh, he hurt my feelings.
Talk
Which
to
I
me,
don't know
bro.
about the bad guy. The bad guy married a woman with 3 kids. The bad guy married a woman with 3 kids. And I had a son. It was me and my son and her 3 kids. And we went in there because we are cockaroos. And by the time that marriage came together and ended, I walked away with 5 kids that was mine. And they were all cockaroos. You see what I'm saying? When I'm telling you, a real man, if he sees something he wants and desires, he will conquer and make it all his.
but see,
Now,
that's the thing. He's
you
saying,
are blessed. Yeah, he's blessed. You ain't had to do what we've done. But when you find something you want, children ain't gonna stop a real man. You see what I'm saying? You over here dealing with your ego. When I'm telling you, I am so big and bad. I know who I am. Man, listen, if you let 2 little kids ruin your dream girl, was she really your dream girl?
Landon will see somebody walk through that door and be like, "Man, if you'll get your punk ass out of my face," and I
You
would
didn't
be
raise
proud of
Landon
him
that
to
way.
say that. I would
You
be. I
you
would
you wouldn't allow
listen,
Landon
bro.
to say that. Stop
He would
playing.
be a G.
Stop playing.
Listen,
Stop playing.
I get that. I'm saying for me, we had the scenario. The scenario that we talked about is if you come in, no kids, right? No
No
kids
kids.
at all. And you walk into this woman who has 2 kids, 3 kids, and you're
Yep.
completely
Did that.
single. Right. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, having no kids at all, that would be tough though, bro. And that's assuming, right? That's assuming that you know this woman, you knew her before, so you had a past with her. Y'all had a break, and granted, stuff happens between that break. I think that's just for me having no kids and
What do you
2
love,
kids.
her or your ego? What's the
Listen, I love
real
my
problem?
ego. I love my ego,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
I
saying.
love my
So
ego
when you find the one for you, usually your ego has to take a back seat somewhere. You see what I'm
I
saying?
don't,
And all I'm
and
saying is,
I don't disagree with that. I guess my thing. I'm gonna tell you this. This is how I explained it to Ace. I said I know that people have, like, if you go through and you say, hey, 10 years have passed, like it's been. I think that with Ben Affleck and J-Lo, it may have been 15 years, right? Maybe that's so much time, right? But I'm thinking like single 10 years. Let's say a 10-year window happens, and this chick didn't have 2 kids, and I have none. Like, you have out life evented me. Like, I know that there are events that happen in life, but you've out life evented me to where I don't know that I can get past those life events.
you worried about the wrong thing.
that's
Now,
listen.
now,
But
if
Chris,
you
as
would have
long as
said she had
I-
crazy baby daddies, I'm sorry, Kenny. I didn't see you talking. What'd you say,
No,
brother?
I'm just saying. As long as I've known Charles, that is just him. Like little
Yeah,
bitty.
yeah. Look,
If I
I'm
got
learning a
one
new. I'm
kid,
learning a new piece of it. I'm learning a new piece. I'm so
no,
shocked and
listen.
surprised.
Listen. If I have one kid, this is how it. If I have one kid, and I date a chick who has, listen. I'm shallow enough to know two would be like her having two kids would be it now, unless that's me. Let's say at 41 with the 12-year-old. Now me at 41 with a 20-year-old, and her also with near 20-year-old. That's a different thing because you basically are starting over scratch. And I know that you always take care of your kids and everything like that, but I think that that's a little bit different of a scenario. But when you talk about with elementary level kids, two is the max that I can rock with, though, man. Because to me, it's like I guess I look at that and I think that if you have two kids, I just wonder how much room do you really have for me? Because I do believe that in relationships that there is conditional love, right? Like there are
Check this out.
conditions for me loving
It's
you.
beautiful.
There's
It's
not a
beautiful you say
condition
that.
for me loving my son.
It's beautiful you say that because I just seen a TikTok or something with a Country Wayne that said he can't even fathom bringing a woman into his life right now. He said he just bought a mansion. He's bringing all his kids to be with him. He said I wouldn't put a woman through everybody at the door knocking, daddy, I want to show you this, daddy, I want to show you that. Because my father is kind of like you, Charles. You're scared of what you don't know. Dare I say, why wouldn't you date the woman? You see, we keep skipping. So I date women with have children. And if I see that she's not managing her children or she's not allowing me to maneuver my way in to be the man that I'm going to be for everybody's children, it doesn't matter, right? If we're on the same path, it's when she says, you don't talk to my son that way. Now, see, it
See that,
wasn't the kids that did that. It was the woman. You
If
dig
the
what I'm
kid,
talking about?
even if the kid said, "Listen, you ain't my daddy," like,
I
bro,
can fix that. Look,
I might
I
have
had
to
that.
him you up
I
on that.
had that. I had that, and now that kid calls me daddy. You see what I'm
and
saying?
that's
Hey, look,
like
that's what kids do.
exactly. Kids are kids, and the thing is
A
that
kid will get put in the full Nelson fast.
No, man. I
you
mean,
would laugh at a kid if somebody told you that.
come on, man.
I would probably have a comeback like,
You
"You
are
right, I
so
ain't do that."
disrespectful. You are so, yeah. Look, your daddy ain't here. Look, I see why your daddy left. Cause I mean, that's the way I talk. I
I'm
said, I
just
see why your daddy left.
bro, that's so that's it's I'm with Chris, right? When you're dating someone, you see how they interact with their kids. Forget about the baby daddies. Like that's never been an issue for me. Like never.
Hey, look, I've dated women with crazy baby daddies. We got to be careful. My ex be around here. I said, shit, I'll wait for him. Because I'm not worried about it because I'm a man, brother. And if you got a problem, we can handle it. Because again, I'm over here and I'm a grown man and I'm ready to do these things and I'm ready to take on a man. But again, there's something about that woman that's making me take on this extra chance. So let's switch it all the way around. Let's talk all the topics that I wasn't here for. Interracial dating. Interracial dating. I was listening to a great podcast. They was talking about standards versus preferences. Did y'all see that share? I shared that. Did y'all feel? Were you with me on that?
No, but talk to me though.
A brother said, "Man, there's a difference between your standards and preferences." And the girl was like, "Ugh, what's the difference? Now my standards are my preferences." He said, "If you go and buy a car, it comes with four wheels and doors, windows, and a steering wheel. That's standard." He said, but then when you get to talking about your preferences, you want a drop top, a sunroof, and all these other things. He said, well, my preferences can be negotiable, but certain things have to be standard. You dig it? So when it comes to interracial dating, I do kind of look at people crazy when they say they won't date their own race. Now, mind you, Boney Cockaroo is here to say he does not believe in race. Race is a social construct. With that being said, I'm a black man, right? You know what I mean? Let's clear this up. I'm a black man. However, when it comes to the standard that I need in a woman, her nationality, her race isn't a standard. That's not part of the standard. Part of the standard is honesty, trust. You see what I'm saying? Being able to mother children, not just her children, not just my children, not just our children, all children. Do you have a loving spirit? This is standard. Now, when we talk to my preferences, most of the times I prefer that she reminds me of my mother. You see what I'm saying? She reminds me of my aunties because there are certain things that this boy likes. So if she just happens to not have melanin, or she might be from the Asian culture, but if she shows me that the standards in all my other preferences are met, well, I can make an exception. You know what I'm saying? I used to think I wanted a Bronco. I went to go get the Bronco and the price tag was too much, so I got a Jeep. You dig how that works? See, I could switch out what I needed. The Bronco was cool until they said, "Oh, Mr. West, that's gonna be 58,000." I said, but I seen a Jeep for 39, and the Bronco and the Jeep do the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and get this 39. You dig what you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
It's all about your preferences. But when you say, "Oh no, I have to have Nikes. I don't wear nothing but Nikes." I say, I hope Nike's giving you a paycheck, because there's got to be something about those Nikes except, I got to have Nikes. Because one time when I was a kid, I was wearing Adidas and I was playing basketball and my ankle. Come on, man. One pair of Adidas makes you wear Nikes forever. One,
That
two,
is
three black women mess you up. Your mama mess
that
you up.
is
Your
the
grandmama
problem.
mess
That
you
is
up.
the problem. I say so when black men specifically say that, I think in my head immediately, man, you mean to tell me you want to dismiss every woman in your family, right? Every single one of them. All, every one of them, right? Because and that's it. So, but usually, right, the thing that I'm very consistent on about my displeasure with is mainly when I see that someone talks down one to talk up another. Like
Come on.
if you say, all right, if you're a white guy, or if you let's say if you're a Mexican guy for that, you're a Mexican guy, you say, man, you know what, I'm done with Mexican girls. I ain't never messing with another one. All of them crazy, all of them this, that, blah, blah, blah. But these white girls over here, oh man, they're so much better because they don't do blah, 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 blah. It's like, come on, bro, you don't got to talk down your Mexican girls to talk up these white girls or black girls or any of them. And so I guess my thing is that I'm a love who you love kind of person. But at the same time, my issue is that when I see somebody who feel like they got to elevate one by kind of downgrading another.
And you're exactly right. If I ever heard a mod talk bad about black women, I'd punch him in his face, because I know his mother. You see what I'm saying? I know his mother. Ain't no way you gonna now. He say, "Oh, they don't make them like my mama no more." I say, "What about your little sister? What about your cousin? What about the research department? Stop it." And then when you say, "Well, no, they ain't different," no, maybe you ain't got a good picker. But with that being said, cool, brother, go
I don't
ahead and
understand
get
why
you
I had to be
whatever
the
you want.
example in the
Well, because I
example.
was talking to Charles. And I already
Right.
know.
See,
I
no, what
apologize.
that is you just secretly want to punch me in my face. That's what it
I
is.
do, because what you said last time, and you told Charles every time I get to saying something, Charles does this. There's no way he should know that. You had to tell him. You had to specifically tell
Hey, the
him that.
funniest because here's the crazy part: the dude that had him in the chicken hawk was somebody I knew. It was Taurus
And I'm
one
gonna
of
get him. Look, and hey, I shot his tires out last time I was in Oklahoma City.
I
I'm gonna
seen him
confess
too.
right now.
He big,
I shot his tires.
he bigger than what he was now, bro.
I know. I can't stand it. Hey, did he tell you that he told me sorry?
No,
He told me sorry. He said I didn't know it was you. He said they just told me. And look, now mind you, back to race. It wasn't me that they was really mad at. I had my partner with me, good big old white boy from Georgia. And that's who they wanted to get. And they went to get him, and I pushed them off of him, and they snatched me up. But anyway, shut up. Hey, Mod, you're not invited to no more of my birthdays. You just mad because my birthday party was great. It's my, that was my 30th birthday party.
that was you would have thought he was the background dancer in Thriller. The way he's like,
Boy, couldn't shake him off, boy. Couldn't shake him off.
Out of all the bar fight, man, I have never, man. Usually I know where the bouncers are at. A bouncer ain't never got me so good. And hey, I'm a tooth chipper. I'm pretty quick on my feet. I didn't even. I said, "Where you come from?" I felt like Green Mile. Where'd you come from, you big fucker?
Hey, look, they did the same thing to Frank Vogel today, bro. They took him on out of there just like that.
They walked him out of there.
Yeah.
Listen,
Hey,
bro. Look, you said Frank Vogel. I think he got a raw deal, bro. I got to be honest with you.
He got a ring out of it, bro.
Listen, man. Okay, I guess he had to go, right? Like, I guess you can't.
Somebody gotta go.
They were basically saying that
what is
he lost the locker room, right? That the players weren't paying him any attention and all of this stuff like that. At that point, though, you gotta slide, though, right? I got a question for you.
What's up?
Who's to blame? They fired him. Like, he's taking accountability. He's being the scapegoat. But who is to blame? How do you assign percentages on this blame?
It's easy for me.
Talk to me.
It's Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel.
Yeah. 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Takes how much of it? What percent does he take?
He takes 60%. The players take 40%.
No.
What's the background? What's the background on it? I don't know.
Let's be more like, I hate when people say this. Let's be more Pacific
like the ocean, baby. Like the ocean.
Tell me
Tell
how
the
much
story.
each player.
Tell the story, Amon.
Tell me the percentage that each player deserves.
Each player, okay. So Frank Vogel got 60 because it's his job to put the pieces together into a puzzle. He had all season long. He was trying to change up different lineups and stuff like that. They had different lineups going into the All-Star break, and I understand injuries. I'm talking injuries aside. When everybody's healthy, your job is to find the right people, right? That's your job. Okay, that didn't happen. Now the players are accountable because they're on the court. Okay, so LeBron, because he's the leader of the team, if there's 40% left, LeBron's taking. He gonna get the majority of it, and only reason why, because he is the leader of the team from the player standpoint. So he's gonna get the bulk of it because when they win, they gonna praise him.
There's 40% left. How much of that 40 he get?
He get 20.
So 20. So who get the other 20?
The other 20, 15% is Anthony Davis.
15% Anthony Davis. 15? LeBron 20%.
Yeah.
Who gets the last
5% to the rest of it?
5% is all others. I'm not putting. I'm not. Listen. I'm telling you right now. I am not.
You are not giving any to Russ.
I am not giving any responsibility to Russell Westbrook. I am not. I am Ahmad Kennedy, Ace Kennedy. I am not giving Russ any responsibility in this.
That's reckless, Ace. I think you're talking real reckless, bro.
Can I back Ace up? Let me back Ace up. You know why I don't give Russ any responsibility outside the rest of the team? It's because Russ is not a leader anymore. I didn't. What do I expect from Russ? What do I expect from him? What team is? How many teams he been on now?
I don't need you to back me up with that because that's.
Yeah, I'm gonna back you up. He's not responsible. I'm telling you. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. If my house burns down, and I got 4 kids in the house, and it's my oldest kids, and I'm expecting this kid to be responsible and this kid to have his back. Tapton, what did you do? I was doing. Tapton, move. You should. That's Russell Westbrook is a little brother, man. He's never gonna grow up. That's the way I feel about the situation.
Jesus Christmas.
I didn't expect Russell to do too much. LeBron didn't think he was going to be that big of a help when he came to begin with. I was there when he said it. He said, "I don't think Russ going to work out." I'm just saying.
You was there when LeBron
I was there. That? I was there. I was getting kicked out the club, but I was there.
All right, what's your percentages, Charles?
All right. Frank Vogel only gets 10% to me.
Oh, whoa. What is the head coach supposed to do?
Time out. But he want to say I'm reckless. Keep going.
Yeah. What was the head coach for? The current head coach at least get 50 because he's the head coach.
I'm going to tell you the reason why. Frank Vogel only gets 10% because Frank Vogel didn't buy the groceries, right? Frank Vogel has very little say in the personnel, right? So the reason why I don't give Frank Vogel as much of the blame is because what exactly can Frank Vogel do, right? About you putting Carmelo Anthony on the court and he doesn't play defense, right? And everybody, wait.
Let me answer your question.
Okay,
that's what I was trying to do. Answer your question.
Okay, so here's the thing: what is Frank Vogel supposed to do if Russell now gets cooked on defense? Listen, Russell gets cooked, not as much as Melo, but Russ. If you put after the first move, Russ is done playing defense. What is Frank Vogel supposed to do with LeBron being no longer able to sit in that chair? What is Frank Vogel supposed to do with Anthony Davis missing 40 games because he is made of paper mache? And what is he do? What is Frank Vogel supposed to do that somebody upstairs thought that it was a good decision to bring Trevor Ariza and Avery Bradley off, two 30-some 5+ year-old players who used to be something, and your average age of your team is the oldest in the league because you got Dwight Howard out here who isn't nearly the player he used to be. Like he got like, dog, that's just like somebody bringing you. Somebody says, hey, you know what? I want you to make me Thanksgiving dinner, right? And all of the ingredients that they gave you are expired, right? And then they get mad at you because the food don't taste good.
Charles. So let me ask you a question. What percentage of the winnings when they won the championship does Frank Vogel have?
Frank, 10%. 10%.
As long as you stay honest.
10.
Okay.
As long as you stay honest.
So here's my thing. That's Frank Vogel's job, is to take whatever ingredients that was given to him and make a team out of them. Hold on, time out.
Yep.
If you, as the coach, see that your players are not playing defense, that's on you.
No. That's exactly.
I let you get your whole thing out.
Let me finish. That's exactly why he's not responsible.
Charles, your job as the coach is to get your players to produce the way that you want them to do it. That's your job. That's what your job is.
Can he not sit him down and give me the young boy? Get out there, young boy.
He sat.
Can he do that? Can he do? Yeah.
He sat Russ down. So what I'm saying is this: you see your team, your whole team. You trying to sit up here and say Russ ain't playing no defense, Melo ain't playing no defense. No, the Lakers ain't played no defense.
Right, but here's my thing. But this is my point.
Who is responsible for motivating them to do that?
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said
the Laker girls.
I'm glad you said that. So here's where I look at the blame. I look at the blame like this. I give Frank Vogel 10%. I give AD 40%. I give LeBron James 30%. I give Russell Westbrook 15%. I give the other guys the remaining 5%. And here's my logic for that. AD, there's a point where AD is supposed to be the guy who LeBron passes the torch to you, for you to be the number one guy. But there's no reason for LeBron at 37 years old to be the best player on the team when everybody always says that AD is a top 5 talent or top 5. It's like he's top 5 talent, yeah, but he's not giving you top 5 output production. So for that, I blame AD. Now, injuries aside, even when he wasn't injured, he wasn't playing that good, right? And the reason why I give him 40 because of that, I expected more from him. LeBron, I give LeBron the 30% because LeBron helped put the team together, right? And by LeBron, by all accounts, right? LeBron co-signed and voiced to get Russ there. So, Chris, when you said that it wasn't going to work out, everybody thought that it wasn't going to work out. But LeBron was the reason why it happened, right? He is the reason for the roster. Carmelo Anthony is there because LeBron got him there, right? And these things don't happen without LeBron. But also, if I'm on a team and you tell me that, yeah, LeBron's averaging 30 points a game, and if I'm what's my guy named Malik Monk, right? Who had a career year. If I'm Malik Monk and I'm sitting here busting my tail, but if I look and I see my best player not playing defense and nobody's calling him out for it, nobody on the coaching staff is going to tell him that this man isn't playing defense no more. Nobody's going to sit here and tell Melo, hey, Melo, you know what? We kind of got a problem that you ain't playing defense, that all these other teams now target you when you're on the court. Or if they're not going to tell Russ, listen, bro, guard him all the way. Like,
Charles, you know why they can't say that?
What can I do?
You know why they can't say that? It's because ain't nobody playing defense. So
That's
what
what.
I'm saying. Hold on, time out. What I'm saying is this. This is why Russ don't get no blame, because Russ was just at two previous teams, Washington and Houston, and defense was not the issue. All of a sudden he get no. You almost made me say the D word.
It was.
You a lie, Charles. You a lie, because Washington didn't even make the playoffs until Russ got there.
Listen, Ace Kennedy.
Hold on. Houston went to the conference finals when Russ. So again, Russell Westbrook is not the issue. Russ came to a team that had a leader, like Charles Phoenix logic. So that blames goes to LeBron because he's the leader of the team. If they ain't
that's why I give LeBron more of the percentage than Russ.
Gentlemen, have y'all been watching Winning Times on HBO?
No.
About the rise of the Lakers?
No, I'm going to, but it's on my list.
I need y'all to check that out because it's hilarious. Because what y'all talking about right now, the rookie Magic he comes in at the end of Kareem's career and motivates him to go ahead and win. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling y'all. This is, I think, what the Lakers just did was just a promo for HBO's Winning Times to show you why we love the Lakers, and LeBron is going to be the Kareem, and they're about to get a rookie. It's going to be Bronny, and he's going to bring him back. And they're going to bring the Lakers back.
That Magic Johnson, that was supposed to be AD. But AD ain't doing it. But
that's why AD gets a lot of blame.
But he gets a lot of blame for me. But I think that here, you can't just say Russ doesn't have it. Russ has no blame. He led the league in turnovers.
He got the blame. He got the 5% that I told you about.
Yo, you said that's other players. You said that's everybody.
Rest of the players. I said the rest. Right. He's included in the rest.
So wait a minute. Wait. So where's Russ in the top 20 players? Where's Russ Ace? In top 20 players in the NBA, where's Russ Westbrook?
He's number one to Ace. He's number one.
Number 5.
He's number 5, and he gets no blame for his team not making it to the playoffs.
5%. He's in the 5%.
Yeah, man. I mean, and all I'm saying is you're going to call him top 5 of the NBA. He has way more.
Are you going to let me answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is the thing. Russell Westbrook has been the target before the Lakers took the court. So this is my thing, right? I need you to keep the same energy that you gave Russ with everybody else, because they talked about Russ's turnovers, right? And they talked about, because he has the ball in his hand most of the time. No, LeBron had the ball in his hand more than Russ. So when LeBron was having these turnovers in key parts of the game, I need y'all to keep that same energy. Did they do that? Nope.
Did he lead the league in turnovers?
Oh,
Russ.
LeBron. Russ did. I said, did LeBron? LeBron had a turnover or two.
No.
But Russ had damn near career in turnovers.
Russ is the Brett Favre of the NBA. Russ, just as many turnovers as he's gonna get you is also how many.
Stop playing. He's Jameis Winston, is what you're saying. Not Brett Favre.
No, he's Brett Favre. He's Brett Favre. I said it right. Brett Favre gave you just as many turnovers as he did touchdowns. So my thing is that you knew that.
Did you just say Westbrook?
I know exactly what I said.
That's what you just said.
My thing is that you knew who you was bringing to that team. But what I'm saying is, if you went game for game talking about the turnovers for people, when it comes to LeBron James having the ball in his hand, who had the ball most of the game, and you had the same type of turnovers, keep the same energy.
It's not the same.
Did he have the same amount? That's what I'm saying. He didn't have the same amount. He did not have the same amount. He did not have the same amount.
Chris, I'm telling you, I watched more Laker games than Charles had.
I just
No,
watched
you
that.
did
I
not.
just
No,
watched
you
the stats.
did not. No,
Bro.
you
I just
did
look
not.
at stats.
No, you did
I'm
not.
gonna tell you right
No,
now.
that's
I
not
don't watch
true.
no Laker basketball. I
I'm-
watch the
listen,
stats.
I can tell
I'm
you
I'm
this.
I'm a
Listen,
stats guy. I'm a number guy.
because you're a
there's-
numbers guy. Here's the thing. Because you're a numbers guy.
Chris, you can go back and watch episodes of the Slash Brothers podcast where I've asked Charles, "Did you watch the Lakers game?" Nah, bro, I ain't even get to it.
No, that's at the Thunder's
Okay,
game. The Lakers game
no,
come on
nope,
at
nope,
nighttime.
nope,
I
nope.
catch those.
Charles,
Listen,
you alive?
Chris,
We
here's my
didn't
thing
talk
about
about.
it.
We weren't talking about no Thunder games. We were talking
Chris.
about Lakers games. We was talking about Russell Westbrook. Don't
Let's
even
talk
try.
about this. When we're talking about
It's
blame,
documented. I don't even got to argue with you about it. It's
this
documented.
man, pull the episode up. Pull the tapes. Like we got tapes of all of Russell's turnovers. Pull the tapes. But here's my thing, though. Chris, you can't sit here and tell me, all right, this is your starting point guard. Your point guard's
doesn't have
job
the ball.
is to facilitate. He facilitates. He does
He
have the
doesn't have the
ball
ball.
because you
LeBron
can't
was
say
the
you
point
didn't have
guard.
the ball if you had all those turnovers.
LeBron had the
This
ball.
man,
like-
Chris,
I
this
like
man
Ace.
led
Ace
the
is funny.
league in turnovers and was
He
the
did.
worst three-point shooter in the entire league. I get the heat. Listen, the entire league, and not just the worst three-point shooter. He dropped off exponentially and became one of the worst free throw shooters in the league. So
Chris,
when you don't shoot,
Who is the
three
most
and you
ball
don't-
dominant person on the Lakers? Answer that question.
LeBron.
Russell Westbrook.
Thank you, Chris.
No, but
Ask
who
Chris.
controls the ball is Westbrook.
No,
But who gets the ball is LeBron. So who controls the ball? Who distributes the
LeBron
ball?
controls who has the ball in their hands.
Well, LeBron takes it out of his point guard's hand when his point guard doesn't
No,
do what
he
his
didn't
point
have-
guard's
no,
supposed to
no,
do.
come on, come on.
That's when you take the ball out of the point. I mean, I'm just, now you want me to be honest. Now you led me down this lane.
Okay,
You led me down here.
I'm about to show you why you're wrong. Because
Oh,
even before
shit.
hold on. Even before Russell Westbrook got there, who was the point guard last year?
They won the championship with LeBron was bringing the ball down.
They didn't win the championship last year.
Not last year, but when he was breaking. I mean,
I asked
so
you
when
about last year before Russell Westbrook got there.
okay,
Who was the point guard?
LeBron
I
ran
don't
point
know.
guard.
I
They
thought
had-
LeBron was
They
the
had
power
they
forward.
had TLC still. They had
Trying to keep the people entertained that don't like basketball. Charles.
Rondo ran
talking
point guard. I mean, no, LeBron
and Rondo ran
point
out of
guard.
there too.
No, LeBron ran point guard and he averaged 10 assists a game.
Right,
What we talking
but
about?
all I'm
And they
All
didn't
I'm
win
saying-
anything.
I know that. But
all
we're
I'm
talking about
saying
this
is so then he tried to bring in Russell to facilitate the ball better, and it appeared
And
to
then
me
Ball
that
from Russ.
doesn't watch Lakers basketball that he did not do what they brought him in to do.
Right, because
That's
he
all.
never got
I
the
think they might need to get another LA
Because
guy.
you know-
Maybe they should go to James Harden.
This is how I know that wasn't the case, bruh. It's because part of the reason that Russell Westbrook had an issue with Frank Vogel is because Frank Vogel was trying to take the ball out of his hand.
Because he wasn't doing nothing with it.
Oh my God! Hey, here's the thing. I'm not gonna put Russ. The reason why I don't dump on Russ the way other people do is I'm not gonna totally blame Russ, right? And say, but I'm not gonna say he's blameless. Russ led with all things considered.
He's in the
I
5%.
believe Russ led them in rebounds this year. People don't talk about that.
Amen
Russ had
to
more
that.
rebounds.
He's
Russ
a
had
hustler.
more rebounds than anybody. Total rebounds. And I believe Russ was their second leading scorer in total points, right? Not AD. And I believe now, if I'm not mistaken, that Russ also led them in most total assists. So Russ did a lot of what Russ also does. But what's different this year is that
LeBron
it's
James.
been on display that Russ had all of them turnovers, and he had those turnovers when he was at Washington, but you didn't pay attention to him because you were too busy looking at the triple.
No,
double.
because he's Brett Favre of the NBA. That's
Stop
exactly
playing,
right.
bro. You can't have a starting point guard as no. That's not. I don't buy that. I'm not going.
You don't have to buy it. It's the truth.
Jameis Winston.
No,
But,
no,
but
it's
at
not
the
that.
end of the
What's-
day,
Is that the? Do we have another topic, gentlemen?
No, this is it because this is.
oh no. Last one. Did you see Kevin Durant? There was a report. So the Nets, right? Kevin Durant said, "I was astonished at how out of shape James Harden was at the start of the season."
I was so upset when he said that.
Look.
I said he did not need to say.
Chris loves James Harden so much he's starting to look like him. Look at him.
First off, Yes. I don't even have a comment on that. I don't even know what to say to that. Look, I gotta drop my hair. Look, I gotta drop my hair.
Jesus Christmas. Jesus Christmas.
Hey,
It's getting me.
Kevin didn't need to say that. Kevin did
I
not need to
loved
say
it.
that.
I
Hey,
loved it.
the
I
gloves are off,
absolutely
bro.
loved it.
Yeah, 100%.
And so here's my thing. But here's my thing, though, right? They were talking about he was still battling the hamstring issues.
Yeah.
But I feel like KD, why didn't you see him for what I see him as, right? Because if he came he came to Houston fat. So and he wanted to get out of Houston. So if he comes up to you fat, that means he wanted to get out of you.
You gotta understand. KD is trying to get back to that original sauce. And when you think about the original sauce, that Oklahoma City Magic that never happened, KD was screaming that Harden should have had the ball. You know what I mean? You know, back then he didn't scream it loud. He just said it to the people that can make their decisions. So he said, "Man, get my man." I remember James back when James was a rookie, trying to get the spot from Russell Westbrook. So that was the KD that he KD remembered that James Harden. KD hadn't been watching all them other James Harden. He didn't see the fat Houston Harden. I'm so
And listen,
upset.
let me
KD
ask y'all
called
this.
my man.
Let me ask y'all this.
What's up?
This is again a hypothetical question that you will never know definitively. But hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, if the Oklahoma City Thunder traded Russell Westbrook instead of James Harden, do you think that Oklahoma City wins a championship?
No.
I
This
won't
is
say that they would. I think that they would have had just the same shot. I think they'd had the same shot.
I definitively say no. This is why. Because James Harden left Oklahoma City, went to an organization that built around him, and he classically, to this day, still has this on him where he doesn't perform well in the postseason.
I'm watching you.
Right. So what I'm saying is this, right? At least Russell and KD, whenever they were doing their thing, they were productive. It just wasn't enough. But James is absent in the playoffs.
I think James, but see, so I think James under the Thunder regime, the Thunder was a better team than Houston. I think James wouldn't have the pressure that he had when he was at Houston. If he was in Oklahoma with Mo Cheeks and Brooks and that team that Oklahoma had, I think they could have
Chris,
produced better results.
this is why I say that, brother. Because
Yes, sir.
James has been paired with some of the elite players in the league and has not been able to produce. He was with KD.
I'm not disagreeing.
So what I'm saying is no, Oklahoma City, because what I'm saying is James Harden today, or when he was, with KD, this KD, they're both better players than they were in Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think the James Harden, Oklahoma City Thunder, the rookie James Harden was a better James Harden team player than he is now. I think he had more to prove back then. He gave you more when he had on that blue Thunder
But
jersey.
he was a
than he
better
does now.
scorer away from the Thunder.
But we didn't need a scorer when he played for the Thunder. We didn't need him as a scorer. We needed him to facilitate that ball.
But if you take
That's all we
Russ away,
needed.
when you take Russ away, then you need him as the scorer. And
So
when
you
I'm
take
saying
let's listen. That championship team, that Thunder team. No, let's put this. That Thunder team that lost
to LeBron.
Not even that. Not the
To
LeBron
Dallas
team.
when they lost
If
to
you
Dallas.
you take that Thunder team, the Thunder team that lost to Golden State. You take Russ off of that team, put in James Harden. Do they beat Golden State?
No. Because again,
that's a good one.
James Harden, when he left Oklahoma City Thunder, was a better all-around player because the reins were off for him to do stuff. So if he was that good then and he still couldn't get it done, he had James had a chance to beat Golden State.
But James didn't have KD. But I don't think the Thunder I don't.
The only reason why they didn't beat Golden State is because Chris got hurt, bro. That's not.
I'm with you. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you. You wanna know the Thunder's real problem, and I love him. is when we got Kendrick Perkins instead of Tyson Chandler. See, we got the wrong big man. No, nobody talks about that. Shake your head all you want. Tyson Chandler would have changed the Thunder's
You would have, but
vision.
here's the other thing, Chris.
So we gonna take. We
Again,
talking ifs, ain't we?
we have different sample sizes, though, right? Because once again, even with James and Russ, they went to the final and lost. They went to the Western Conference Finals and lost. So what I'm saying is, it's all. The thing is that Charles, again, with Charles's reading between the lines stuff, James was the guy, so that was on him. But then, and you can say, oh, he was hurt when Brooklyn couldn't beat Giannis them, right? Because he was a shell of himself out there. It doesn't matter when it comes to the postseason. He always got an excuse why he don't produce.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why. I'm gonna tell you why I think that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I think that James Harden on that team instead of Russ would have won. Right? Would have beat them.
I need to change my name to Jesus.
Here's my logic behind this though, Ace. So let's just say when you say the James Harden during that same season, right? So this is the James Harden that built up to be that player at the same year that Russ. So you swapping them out that same year, right? I think that knowing what we know about James Harden, to me, right, James Harden is a great, great, great player, but I don't think that he is a number one player, right? 1A. We talk about this all the time when we talk about 1A players, Paul George being 1B or number 2 option or whatever. I think that the difference with you having James Harden alongside of KD is that I think on that team, he's number 2. So he doesn't have the pressures of trying to put it on his back to win like he did in Houston. I don't think he has to worry about him shrinking, him having to feel like he has to carry everything, right? I'm
giving you that. You're saying it. You're saying it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I think that they win. I think that they do win because there is a clear distinguish of who's number 1 and number 2. I think
he's the Mo Cheeks to Dr. J.
Yes,
he's the Mo Cheeks to Moses Malone.
Yes.
KD
stays in Oklahoma City.
I think his intelligence.
I think he never leaves Oklahoma. They win a champ. I think eventually they win a championship.
I think his basketball intelligence. I've said this for years. Russell Westbrook should never be a point guard. He should be the shooting guard. You should give him the ball and let him do his thing when you need him to do it. I don't know why Oklahoma City did that. They made Russell Westbrook. There was a time when he could shoot. His shooting has went down.
If KD wouldn't have never left, Oklahoma City could have ran it back and won the championship.
They could have, but I'm saying I do it. But I think that no. Wait. Time. This is where we disagree because I don't think they would have ever won with Russ paired up with.
So let me ask you a question. When they lost to Golden State, whose fault was it?
When they lost to Golden State, I think I put that on KD.
100%.
No, not 100%.
Yeah,
no,
100%.
It's mainly KD.
75.
The reason why I say that is because here's my thing. So to me, right, KD clearly is a number 1 player, but for some reason, I don't think that KD was. He didn't assert himself enough to that Russ KD duo to say I'm.
Can I say something real fast?
Question. Go ahead.
Me and Ahmad, we got a godfather. We call him Doc. Me and Doc worked for the Thunder for a lot of years, and Doc said it before KD left the Thunder. He said KD's not a killer yet. KD doesn't kill you like Kobe. Kobe's gonna kill you. KD's gonna beat you. There was a difference. KD didn't have that killer in him yet. You know what I mean? When it came down to the final seconds, KD would get a little bit of pressure in him, and he didn't have no problem giving the ball away and letting Russ take the blame for missing the shot in the beginning. I'm telling you this, man. The first time we showed up to the playoffs, the first time we went to the playoffs and we played the Lakers, I'm there. And the only Thunder player that was ready to play the Lakers for real, was Russell Westbrook. And that's when I said, man, he's not scared of nothing. Meaning, I need somebody to build a team around of Russell in 2012. In 2013, like I say, it might have been better for Russell to go to Houston and let Houston build a team around him. Houston might have had a championship if Russell would have been the one that went and
Can I
build it around him, because he is a star player. He should be leading a team. But when he's
can I
on a team with another star, I don't think I'm telling you, I know too much behind the scenes about how that man was raised and how he doesn't know how to be the supportive player. That's my personal opinion. I love Russell Westbrook, just not as a Thunder player. That's it. What was your question, Ahmad?
So if the Thunder would have beaten the 73-9 Golden State Warriors, could the Thunder have beat the Cavaliers that year?
I don't
The
think so.
It was the Cavaliers. It wasn't Miami. It was Cavaliers. That
Cavaliers.
that was Cavaliers.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's one of the ones I would love to see. I don't have an opinion on it. I don't.
I don't think so.
I think that they would have beat the Cavaliers. So when I hear people say that they could not have won a ring together, I disagree with that. They had
Oh
now
man, they should have 3 rings together. They should
they
have 3 rings.
they had a meltdown. They had a
Yeah.
meltdown. They had a team down 3-1 and they lost it. And there's
No,
no shoulda, coulda, woulda. But at the
but
same
a lot
time,
of people forget about the Dallas when Dirk Lewinsky didn't miss a shot against us. You got to remember the first year that Dallas played Miami should have been the Thunder's first championship.
Dirk was just
Mo-
on
mo-
one though. Dirk was
Exactly.
just on
No.
one.
There
He
was
watched
on
Kobe
one.
them on the end too, bro. He watched
Wait,
Kobe.
and guess who he had? He had Tyson Chandler getting anything
listen
off
to
the
what I'm
board that
saying.
everybody else missed.
that you are explaining why I believe that the Thunder would have won a championship had those
Yes, sir.
two stayed together. That's
Yes, sir.
exactly it. And again,
Yeah, I'm not-
there's no shoulda, coulda, wouldas because it didn't happen. But I'm telling you, if just like I
He would have
believe,
stayed one more year.
right,
If you
just
say
like I
KD would
believe,
have stayed one more year,
just like
he
I
would have had a
believe,
good shot.
just like how I believe that Houston would have beat Golden State if Chris Paul never got hurt. They
I
went to a game,
just think. Listen,
they went to a game 7 without him getting hurt.
listen, man.
How much?
I'm gonna be
How much
honest
time we
with
got
you.
on the clock?
We already over, brother. We about to
We
wrap
already
this
over.
up.
But listen,
All right, 'cause I was about to
I'm
bring
just gonna
something
tell
in there.
you. I'm gonna tell you that these are just my thoughts on it. I think I've always thought that they were great. They put out great numbers together. I just think that to me, how when D Wade and LeBron James were in their primes, right? Both of them in their primes, and D Wade had already won a championship. When LeBron James went to Miami, D Wade conceded to be the number 2 guy, right? It was clear that that was LeBron's team in D Wade's house, and D Wade had no quarrels with doing it. It was no shot to his ego because he was already an established winner. I think that to me, when it comes to winning championships, there has to be that clear distinction on championship winning teams. And I don't think that Russell would ever concede to KD. And I think that
already at the time.
KD,
Like Stephen did, like Stephen Curry did.
Steph
Curry had no problem
Steph was a
making room.
made man and still had
had
no problem with saying, KD, you are better than I am. And I think that allowed KD to be more freer. And in this play, that's when he became the killer. But I don't think that KD becomes a killer with Russell. I don't. I just don't think that. I think that them two playing together would basically always be that there's, when it comes down to it, if they ain't blowing somebody out and the rubber meets the road, I think that Russ is always going to think that he can win it. And even though even though there was never any proof, he just has this supreme confidence in his ability. And I can respect that. But at
Ain't
the
nothing
same
wrong with that,
time,
because that's
it's
what makes
not,
a killer. Yeah.
and it doesn't. He's a killer to me. He has killer instincts, but doesn't have a killer bag, right? He doesn't have the killer advantage like KD does. So I think if they go against the Cavs, I think that shows up at some point. I think that and to your point about James Harden or James Harden and Russell, right? I think that they still don't beat them because I just don't think that James Harden is that either. James Harden isn't a playoff killer. And so
He
now
doesn't
you're
have to
relying on
be. He doesn't have to be when he's on the floor with KD. I think
there you
they'll feed
go.
off each other. I don't
He
think
is
James
because he's
Harden.
no
James
longer
Harden
the
doesn't
number
have.
one.
And James Harden is okay with that. You see what I'm saying? I
No,
think James Harden.
well,
I think
now he is. So Ace and I had this argument for a while. That to me, I think that when you go to join another team, right, another team that has an established top 10 NBA All-Star, right? If that other NBA player doesn't like fall back, right, and just let you say, no, you're the guy, we gonna follow you, then that to me, when you leave your team, when people who have thought you was the number one, when you go join somebody else, you're no longer the number one, you're the number two, right? So when he left the Rockets, that confirmed me all along that James Harden is a great number two player. Right? The same way how Paul George is a great number two player. But I think that there's levels to it. And I think that to me, James Harden going to the Nets just showed that there's levels. When he wanted to go to Philly, he doesn't want to be the number one guy. He doesn't want the pressure of taking that last shot to step it up and averaging 35 in the playoffs. Like there's pressures. LeBron James averaged almost a triple-double in the finals against the Cavs, and Andre Iguodala gets the MVP because he held LeBron to 39 instead of 40. Like, stop. Like, there's levels. And I think that James Harden, to me, staying in Oklahoma means he doesn't have to have that pressure. KD has that pressure. And I think that James Harden would give you 30 in the playoffs, and KD would have to give you almost 40. And I do think that they win when I don't think that KD and Russell would, because I think that now James Harden to me has always been a number two guy. Him playing with KD just clearly distinguished it early, though, bro.
Yeah. Well, no, I get that, but you know, we all always have our opinions about those fantastic millionaires.
Hey man, I'll tell you right now that
I'm watching James Harden, though, bro. I'm watching James Harden.
James Harden on the clock. He's on the clock.
He's on the clock. I don't want to listen. I told Ace Chris, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I don't care if Philly wins a championship. If Philly wins a championship and James Harden only averages 20 points, he's a sack chaser, bro. It's almost like he has
Charles Barkley. Are you calling him Charles Barkley right now?
He's gonna have to be the reason why. And you look at that and you're gonna say, oh, if he didn't play like this, they would not have won. He can't just be another guy, bro.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Well, look, this is the Slash Brothers. That's the bad guy. That's Charlie V. I'm Ace. We thank y'all for hanging out with us on Taco Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And you know us. We just have a barbershop talk. It's no love lost. We love each other, bro. We just is how we get down. We talk to each other like this all the time.
We just want to punch each other in the face sometimes.
Right. Hey, we know each other's mothers.
Yeah. We are the Slash Brothers. We thank y'all for joining us. We will see y'all Friday. Same station, same bat station, same bat time.
Hey, the salute. Hey, the salute.
Salute.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Sucker.